This is a 74 chassis. I've taken all the fiberglass parts, the quarter turn fasteners off except for the hood so that you could see in behind it. Uh, I'll start here at the left front. Got the kill switch outside, and there's a kill switch on the dash. They're both wired. It's got a Veltmeister front sway bar. I think they're Bilstein shocks. It's got oversized torsion bars. It's a Lockheed front caliper, dual piston. I'm sure it needs to be rebuilt. It's 5 stud wheels. It's got the turbo tie rod ends and bump steer. Then coming down the front is plexiglass. It still has a tear off on it. I think it's good. Coming down on the side, it's got the window net. The door has been shelled out. It's an early door. Does not have the remnants of the guardrail inside it. It's got the full cage. Top is bolt on. The bottom is welded in. It's got seat rails. It's got a removable steering wheel. The fire system is a little bit different. I think it's called Fire Charger. It's got a CO2 cartridge and soap suds instead of halon. Some of the racing people don't like it because there's no gauge on it to show the pressure, so I always carried a small handheld fire extinguisher to get around the rules. It's got an opening in the firewall that fastens with quarter turn fasteners so that you can get to the front end of the motor easier. Do have the oil tank for the dry sump in the passenger compartment. I know some people don't like that, but it works well for weight distribution here. The other door is also an early door without the guardrail in it, but it's still got the rest of the panel there. This is a right side headrest for helmet rest that was required by one of the venues, so I put that in. It is just held on with some radiator clamps so it can come off easy. Coming to the back, all the reinforcement's been done on both sides, and trailing arms are boxed and welded. It has vented rotors front and back. The back ones are also drilled. 914 front brake calipers are moved to the back to give it bigger brakes in the back. It's got the extended or long studs instead of lug bolts, and the engine compartment cover is dual screen for better cooling. The back is cage is reinforced. The inside down to the trailing arms has reinforcement coming down to it. We've got fuel pressure line for fuel pressure monitoring. Got oil pressure, mechanical and electrical setups. The whole back end has been cut out, as you can see, and again, you may have to put that back in for some venues, or put it in with quarter turn whatever. The springs are 200-pound springs with Coney Sport adjustable shocks and adjustable perches, and I've cut out these holes here so that you can make sure that the springs fit the upper perches when you put it back on the ground. It's got a a rear spot for the toe ring that's required, and the other side is all metal, and the wheels that are on this side are just what I call shop wheels. They're five lug skinny tires, but makes it easy to get around the shop, to move it around. And view from this side here of the cockpit. Battery originally was down in the passenger side footwell, and has a place to put a remote booster battery set up there. It also has battery charging cable ports out here for charging, and looking inside, the hood is fiberglass. The fuel cell is going to need to have the innards rebuilt. It's got a front oil cooler. The oil cooler is still good. It's never had a motor blow up on it. I've scavenged the AN steel lines for different projects, so it's missing the fuel lines and oil lines. Fuel cells offset to the passenger side for weight, and you can see the Beltmeister sway bar in there. And this is where the large external oil filter goes, and I'll throw that in as well. Over here you can see the actual wheels that come with it are mini lights. They're the real mini light, not fakes. They're 6.5 by 6.5 15s. The rear deck is fiberglass and has hood pins holding it to the hinges, so that you can use either the hinge to just check things, or take the hood pins out to get the hood off completely. It has a larger than average ducktail on it, and then the front and rear bumpers are fiberglass with quarter turns fasteners. The rear fender is fiberglass. I custom made that, and it weighs almost nothing. And then the front fender was purchased. It's fiberglass. No flares on the car. And the roof is stock, but it's been sanded and is smooth, and bolts in. So that's all for this part. I'll get you another picture after I put the wheels back on it, and the fenders and bumpers.